Here with me are two members of one of the world's most famous wrestling families, the Von Erichs, Fritz and Kerry. Kerry, coming up very soon, you have one of the biggest matches of your life. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Mark, how do you think my thoughts are on that? You know, I'm wrestling Harley Race. Harley Race is going to be a stepping stone. Harley Race, you're a stepping stone for me in St. Louis. Once I step on you, next I'm going to step on Ric Flair, which is the world champion. I have to go through you first, then Ric Flair. The match will be coming up in the very near future. If I beat you, Harley Race, and I'm in the best condition I've ever been in my life, like I said, you'll be a stepping stone, Harley Race, and I'm coming fist, fire. I'll be in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
Fritz, I know you have some thoughts and comments on that.
Kerry states that a little bit softer than I would. He speaks softly, but he carries this massive stick. That means this body that he's got, he's been trained all of his life to not be second best, but to be number one. And that match with Harley Race in St. Louis certainly will be no exception to that. I want to state that Kerry realizes what real dedication is. He's been dedicated throwing the discus, playing linebacker in high school. He became All-American in high school throwing the discus, went on to the University of Houston, dedicated himself there, became the junior world champion down there. He knows what dedication is. Do you think there's one chance in the world that he'll have an opportunity like this with Harley Race in St. Louis and let that opportunity pass by getting himself beat? No way. That's a stepping stone to go right on to the world champion. Now, Kerry, I want you to remember one thing when you get up there. You're not to let those people in St. Louis down. They've been fans of the Von Erichs for years and years and years. You have an opportunity to be the youngest world champion there has ever been. And you can do it. But first of all, first things first, Harley Race must go down. I don't expect you to let me down or the folks in St. Louis on that.
That's right, Dad. You know, a lot of people think that this is a lot of pressure on a guy that's 20 years old. They think that's too much pressure for me, but it's not, because when I broke the world record, I had one throw left to break the world record. I broke it on that last throw. The people went crazy, just like the people in St. Louis do when I come into the ring. They go crazy. Harley Race can't stand noise. When he hears noise, he just goes berserk. His mind just goes, his mind over matter. He just can't, he doesn't know how to cope with it.
Let me say just one thing. I've always felt, and Harley Race, I know has felt, that I could beat Harley Race at one time or the other. I could beat him. If I can beat Harley Race, I'll tell you now, Kerry can beat me. That should be enough said right there. When it comes right down to it, Kerry will be the youngest world champion there's ever been, bar none. And we'll take that first step in St. Louis against Harley Race.
Number one is Harley Race. Number one. Then number two is Ric Flair. Number three is a world title. That's how it goes, Mark. It's 1, 2, 3.
Mark, I'll tell you this. I've been as chairman of the thing is my life. Kerry is going to be the